Well guys, it is that time. It is time to talk about the final chapter. This is it, guys. I just came back from the Resident Evil 6 movie. It is over. I have seen the ending. I have now seen the Resident Evil movies wrap up. It is over, and let us talk about, is it the final chapter? Resident Evil, the final chapter. I have been talking about all the Resident Evil movies all week long, and I have told you all 1,000 times, I'm going to say it again. Resident Evil, to me, is the guilty pleasure franchise that I watch every once in a while. I know it's bad, I know they're dumb, they're stupid, but deep down, I have slightly enjoyed these movies, always. The first three especially. The first three movies actually try and have a story and everything. 4 and 5 just gave up. And this is the one right after these movies. So yes, guys, I am back. It's time to review the final chapter. And as I've said, I am a guilty pleasure for these movies. And now, after watching this movie, I can officially say this. Resident Evil, the final chapter, is not amazing. It's exactly what I expected. It's exactly what I thought was going to happen. And something that actually made me pretty mad. So Resident Evil Final Chapter, it sucks. I can't. Even though I'm a huge guilty pleasure fan for these movies, and I'm going to say it again, this movie overall, after watching this movie, I was like, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. I had guilty pleasure fun in this movie. Even though the directing by Paul W. Anderson is absolutely awful. I could not tell you some of these action scenes. They were filmed horribly, the jump scares were very unnecessary, and the whole Alice thing in this movie, her bad A kind of character style has always worked in these movies. And in this one, it literally felt like she was like, alright, this is the last one, let's just do it, let's just get this done with. I didn't feel for Alice in this movie at all. Like, if she died, I wouldn't have cared. And this is the last one, so you're supposed to care for the main character you've been following for this whole movie series. And basically this movie is about, Alice does go back to Raccoon City and is fighting Umbrella Corporation. Again, literally the last 2 movies she's been doing this, and she's finally going to do it. She's coming back, she's going to do it, and oh my god, can I just say one thing? I cannot say one little thing. I haven't seen anything, I haven't read anything, because I want to know, does Paul W. love Mad Max Fury Road? Because the first, 30 minutes of this movie is literally him trying to do Mad Max. In the most awfulest way, of course. And it was a complete rip-off. I mean, it was a rip-off of Mad Max. And if I had to say any positive of this movie is, I sat down and I enjoyed some parts that I could watch. And that's my issue. The action has always been dumb fun in these series. But in this movie, I couldn't tell what was happening. I couldn't. The directing was too bad. I couldn't tell you what was happening. And all the secondary characters I gave two craps about. I didn't care if the guy from Game of Thrones is the main villain in this movie. I didn't care. The only one I kind of cared about was Alice, because I've been following her in the whole story. I watched all the movies all week. So I was kind of going into this movie fresh in my mind of the whole series. And I was like, alright, let's see this happen. And the Red Queen is in this movie. And I will admit, this movie does show off some things from the very first movie that I liked. I was like, oh, they're going back to that. Minor spoiler, but it's in the trailer and the description, so really it's not a spoiler, but if you really don't want to know, it's okay. It's a minor thing. It doesn't spoil anything at all. Well, it spoils a setting, but it's okay. Minor spoiler, here we go. They do go back to the Hive from the first movie. I thought that was kind of neat. I was like, okay, they're going back to the roots. It's going back to where it begun. I like movies when they do that. I like when they go back to where it all started, and I thought that was really cool. But overall, the movie itself, the directing is horrible. All the characters are bad. Even Alice is. And I thought the action is the main problem, because this is an action franchise, and there's literally just, come on. I couldn't tell you some of the scenes in the movie because it was so bad. Paul W. Anderson, he's not a good director. But for some reason, he can't write dialogue either. The dialogue's horrible. The one-liners are terrible. Oh yeah, the CGI. There's a scene where Alice is on a thingy-majiggy and she's flying through the air like this, whatever. It is, oh god. The green screen and that, it's so bad looking, but then again, it's so like fun and just entertaining that sort of way. You know, for me it is. And I do like the finality of it. Like, I will admit this is the last one. There's 100%, this is the last movie. And I like how, like, I felt like, kind of like, wow, like, I grew up watching these movies, and I'm seeing the ending. So I had that kind of feeling of, like, like, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, I had that kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Like, finality kind of mean. But as I said in the beginning of this review, there is a thing that really made me mad. There is something I cannot spoil. In the very ending, it reveals something about the whole franchise. It literally doesn't make sense, and it makes me go back and look at the very beginning of these movies, and it ruins some of the things. Like, I'm saying it ruins some of the stuff from the other movies. That makes me mad. How this one, like, I can't spoil it, but there's something they do, it literally just affects everything. It makes me look at the whole franchise in a different view. And I know what they were trying to go for, but it didn't work. And it really just, it stuck. I was like, no, no, no. And I was like, don't. Come on. And I was like, really? You're gonna ruin the other ones for me? And that is the nail in the coffin for me. When you literally take something guilty pleasure of mine and you make it something even worse. That makes me mad. So overall, the only thing I honestly liked in this movie was the finality of it. Like, this is it. The feeling of walking, like, this is it. This is the end. That is the only good thing. Not the actual movie itself. The whole movie itself is directed terribly. There's jump scares that are very unnecessary. The characters you don't even care about. Alice feels like she's just being like, alright, let's get this paycheck and get this done with. Love you, husband, you're my director. And in the ending, it literally just changes everything from the original movies. So in deep down, I want to give this movie a D+ because I can watch this movie, but this movie is so bad. Like, this movie does suck, and I don't know if I can say I can guilty pleasure this movie. Fourth one is really bad too, but this one just stuck out and was like, we're gonna kill this franchise and ruin something from the original movies, and that it just makes me like mad, and I can't say that this movie is good or passable. And I'm gonna give the Resident Evil Final Chapter what it deserves, and that is a big fat F. Resident Evil Final Chapter. I wanted this to be a guilty pleasure, but deep down, something's telling me this is just not a guilty pleasure. This is actually just an awful movie. It's just not good. The only good thing is the vibe of, like, it's ending. This is it. And I grew up watching these movies, so that's why I liked that. But the movie itself, that's my review. Anyway, guys, I'm very disappointed. Even though I knew it was going to be bad, I just didn't know it was going to be terrible, grinding, ruining the franchise that I love that has a guilty pleasure point to it. If they didn't do that, honestly, I feel like I would give this movie a D or D+. But it just was. The directing was bad, the CGI, the characters, and that one little thing, it still bothers me. I keep thinking about it, and it's going to bother me forever because this movie ruined that. Will that bother me on Blu-ray? Very much so. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hope you guys enjoyed all the Resident Evil franchise. Leave a comment down below. What movie series should I do next leading up to a movie? I want to know. Give me some suggestions, please. I love doing these. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, guys!